similar to dream or picture this, you know, in cartoons or TV shows where you see the little, you know, you see the dream sequence. So picture this in your head. In this snapshot, he also talks about, this is very confusing. His signing is very unclear, and I apologize. I'm trying to slow it down, watch it up close. At some point, we might need to redo this video because, anyway. But what he does is he talks about being two words, two like columns of things, and that things should be the same all the way down. So that's that picture that he sets up, two things, and that they should, like, it should always be the same every time you use a word. Similar to when we talked about break, that conceptually this doesn't fit all situations. Sometimes this is better, that. So in this case, similar thing happens with taking off. What are the signs for the English word taking off? It could be a plane taking off. It could be a rocket taking off. It could be taking off your shoes, or it could be, there's a couple different ways to say, oh, I'm going to take off, take off, take off, take off. This tends to be more generic, going out, but this is a little more violent. Oh, I'm going to take off. Or take off. He also signs follow. So here's one person, and here's the person following. Follow. And one way that he signs same, he doesn't do this. He does this. It tends to be a little more exact than this. This is similar to this is the same as. It's a kind of odd hand shape. You won't see it all that often, but I wanted to put the explanation of why he does this, just the same as. All right, so watch that video, and I put the captions in. Hopefully that will help. The next thing is lexicalization, and he's going to explain it. I'll explain it a little bit more. That's where the finger spelling becomes the sign. And there are two different ways we finger spell. One is slow and clear, making sure the other person understands. And the other way is lexical, which is where it is the sign. It's not meant to be read as letters. It's a shape you do with your hand. And we've talked about how finger spelling gets fast using those chunks. But in this case, the finger spelling is the sign, like apartment. We're not expected to see the APT. It's apartment. I went to my apartment. So in this video, he signs a few different things. He signs big word. So this is the sign for word. A big word uses this handshake. Boom. Right. He also does this, and you're going to see this a lot if you continue with ASL. And this is expand upon a concept. So here's my point. Let me expand on it. Oftentimes as an ASL teacher, I will ask you to give me more. That's why in ASL 1, I'll accept one sign answers when we're having conversation. But in ASL 2, I'm going to start to demand, no, give me more. I went to see him. What'd you do this weekend? Saw a movie. Give me more. Expand on that. What movie? Did you like it? Who'd you go with? Did you eat popcorn? Whatever. Give me more. Right? Show me you're using the language. So this is expand on an idea. He also does this, like two halves. He breaks the word up, lexicalization, into two halves. And then he signs change. And sometimes you'll see change with the X's, sometimes it's with an A. He does change, but he does it really slow. And he's talking about that morphing of finger spelling to become the sign. And then he talks about the middle ground, sort of middle ground between finger spelling and signing. So he does this. It means in the middle ground between, even share, right? So you're sharing it between people. And a sign that's going to come up a lot more often is this. It's the middle finger. You touch it to your pectoral, I guess, up here, and then you pull it down like this. Sometimes you'll see it with both. It means a tendency. Ooh, I tend to be this way. So he's talking about how we tend to morph towards lexicalization of certain common signs, common fingerspelled words. So tend. And so you're going to start to see that more and more often as we talk about signing styles and evolution. He also signs smooth, like you rub these two fingers and slide it along very smoothly, and the face looks very smooth, right? It's the smoothness, it's efficiency, it's a very clear message. So that's what he's talking about when something's really smooth. And then he also does leave it. Like, so leave it alone, leave it there, or something, or what's left. And then the three things he lexicalizes is lexicalization. Really, the important thing is lexicalization. And if you watch him, he's finger spelling it. It's just fast. And then car. So we're actually finger spelling CAR, but the thumb just kind of gets left there. It doesn't move. Car. So the A should pull in. And he shows the demonstration of that too. Truck. Now, I've seen most often it ends with a K. Truck. When he does it, it's truck. Most of the time I've seen it with a full K, but he kind of shows that it can also be open. Truck. So watch the video, watch how he processes it and how he explains it. So energy or power. Sometimes you'll see it with an E, energy. And she goes through a whole bunch of different videos or a different vocab. I'm not sure if it will play or if it's clear. So watch, she's gas, or gas. She also signs gas. Please be careful how you sign that. You put you. I tend to do. I guess I do. I tend to do gas like that, mainly because this just feels wrong for obvious reasons. But the idea that you're putting this is the pump, and here's the gas cap. You know. So she'll go through a whole bunch of the different vocab. So keep it. So look at what she's doing. Electric, plug in. So gas, electric, hybrid, fingerspell. And then types, transportation. And again, she'll go through the whole list, and you can go nice and slow through there. Convertible. So you're talking about car convertible. If you're talking about like a hoodie, it's the same sign, right? Because you can take the hood up and down. With a convertible car, you can take the roof up and down. Limousine, car. So you always want to preface because it's car and then description. Car small, car convertible, car limousine. I've always just fingerspelled it. Truck, or I've seen, truck best fingerspell. Take a look at what's the sign for other variations as well. SUV. Jeep. In the one video, the conversation one, it looks like he's doing EEP. So just be clear. JEEP. Jeep. You can slide it. Jeep. That's not a Jeep. That's like a Suzuki Samurai. I'm a Jeep owner. I don't like that. Okay. Bus or truck and semi. Pause this for just a second. Hold on. Okay, so you can, like, here's the steering wheel, right? I've seen this with bus, for a bus, kind of like we do with car, but boom, boom, big wheel, and then um, and bigger face, more than like limousine, big. Or you'll see 18 wheeler. And yeah, I guess the simplest way, truck, 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 TRU, and just take it your time. TRUCK. It if you feel that okay, TRUCK. T goes up to the R, opens to the U just a little bit, pull back a bit to the C, and then drop to the K. There's a kind of shape to that. So start playing with that. Moving truck or moving van. Tow truck. So here's the tow, and the front wheels go on it. Tow truck. Fire truck, or this is the symbol for fireman, or fire department. Truck. I've seen truck. And I don't think that's being, I think that's sort of slowly getting out of use. So I would say truck. But again, take a look at what's the sign. They add options periodically. So take a look at what they're signing in there. Motorcycle. I got in trouble. I used to sign motorcycle. I got smacked on the hand by a guy who loves motorcycles. You only do it with one hand. So with the right hand. Or I suppose with the left hand. If you're, and I double checked. So fire truck, fire truck, truck, truck. So it's just going back to that finger spelling. Motorcycle, big, scooter moped, smaller face. Okay, so facial expressions are going to be important. Bicycle, horse or horse. And when you're riding the two of them, we'll talk about it a little bit more. But for all these, here's the person, here's the thing you're going to get on. I've seen people do this too. So hop on. Taxi, cab, school bus, city bus, or city bus, train. And again, she goes over all these much more clearly. I've seen this for light rail as well, because you're just riding on that train. It's also subway. Car, and then pool. Here's a group of people. Each of these is a person, and they all get in the car. Carpool. Oops, hold on. So for the carpool, the picture that they're showing actually shows the HOV, high occupancy vehicle. So oftentimes they will like go in and you can just go straight down the HOV lane. Shuttle, fingerspell. We also use this sign for commute, because you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so they'll often use that for like a shuttle bus, because it goes back and forth so often. Boat and ferry boat, ferry, and ship, big boat, versus depending what size we're talking about. Airplane, helicopter. The book they're using this, TWA, they're using this. I've also seen this because this is the body of the helicopter. This is used for vehicles. This is a hand shape that's almost exclusively used for vehicles. Walk or walk. Run. Either one of those. Hitchhike. Now, I just learned it this way. The vocab seemed to be like hitchhike. So take a look at that. Actually, to be more clear, they're actually doing like licking your thumb for good luck. Hitchhike. I've never seen the thumb part. I've only ever seen hitchhiker. Hitchhike. So I don't know why the thumb. Must be some tradition I've never seen. I've never been a hitchhiker. Always too afraid. Anyway, so so I showed this right for a car. The hand itself can be the car, and you can get on it and ride. You can get in. So as opposed to being on top, here's your seat, and you get in the car, get out of the car. Come on, get in the car. And it could be more, boom, boom, right? I mean, you'll sometimes see it like they get in here. The image is pretty much the same. Here's the vehicle. You get in. I don't see this very often. I see this or get on, right? So we're going to do a video right here next of the noun verb pairs where she shows it, but we know that this is car, right? This is the noun. The verb, we drive. And so if we go here, we're driving to. If we do this, we're driving from. Right? So it's driving from there to where I am, or from here to there. So driving to, driving from. Plane, you can fly to somewhere, or you can fly back from somewhere. Right? So it's directional. It can be, you can fly from here to here. So those the difference. Airplane, fly, take off, land, fly to, fly from, or get fly from. So imagine this is the plane and this is the landing strip or the takeoff, the tarmac. So car the same way. Car is this. You can drive, 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 drive. But that one movement is the verb. And again, take a look at her video. So there's other, you can have locations. We've done this where it's an area. Sometimes it's more specific. Boom, over there. Here, over there, and could be a general area. Come here, go there, drop off, pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off. So you can pick someone up, move them over here, and drop them off. Pick up, you'll also see drop off, especially if it's like a thing, something small. Arrive, leave, 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 leave. Escape. It was in a different one, remember? We did all the taking off ones, so you already saw those. Travel. Gas guzzler. So gas. And then guzzler, it's like literally guzzling. You're just eating it up, consuming it. It sucks down gas really quickly. Commute, HOV, and then toll. Let me double check that one to make sure. So for toll, there are a few different options. Toll, you can describe or it's a bit long, that little booth that I have to pay. And they also signed this, toll. So if you think about those new, the Easy Pass things, you just drive underneath and it monitors it. Toll. I would say finger spelling is probably easiest, but if you do tolls a lot, toll. Okay. And she goes through all the vocab that I just went through. And so some discussion questions that we can do in class. All right. And so that is 4.1. Chapter. One last piece of vocab. It's like list. So there's a table of contents where the chapters are listed. So chapter C is chapter. Cool. That's 4.1.